Welcome back. Now for your 5-day weather forecast, we go outside to Alexis McDonald.
Thanks. It may look like a warm sunny day out here, but don't let the sun fool you. Temperatures are still below zero and will continue to be below zero for most of this week. Here's your 5-day weather forecast. Today will be sunny with a high of -6 and a low of -11. Tomorrow will be partly cloudy with a high of -4 and a low of -10. Friday will be the warmest day of the week with a high of 2 and a low of -6. Saturday will have some scattered flurries with a high of 0 and a low of -4. And Sunday will be partly cloudy with a high of -2 and a low of -7. That's your 5-day weather forecast. I suggest bundling up before heading out. It's feeling like -13 with the wind chill. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Alexis. Turning now to national and international news, Parti Québécois leader Pauline Marois has officially declared April 7th as the date of a Quebec election. The announcement was made in Quebec City this morning following a meeting with the lieutenant governor. Marois is working with a 22-point lead among Francophone voters as she aims for a majority government. She's proposing stronger language laws and consultations on separation from Canada.
A vigil for murder victim Loretta Saunders is taking place today on Parliament Hill. Vigil organizers say they hope the vigil will prompt the federal government to consider a public inquiry into the murder rates of Aboriginal women. Saunders, a 26-year-old Inuit student, was found dead on the median off the Trans-Canada Highway, west of Moncton, New Brunswick. Her 2 roommates have since been charged with first-degree murder in her death.
European Union leaders are putting pressure on Russia to ease the tension with Ukraine. Threatening consequences against Russia is if they don't back off. Russia has responded to the EU by drafting a law that would allow them to seize any assets belonging to the US and European companies. British Foreign Secretary William Hague says the EU's sanctions against Russia will depend on their willingness to sit down with Ukraine. The EU will meet on Thursday in Brussels to discuss possible sanctions, and while the issues in Ukraine are still unresolved, the EU has begun efforts to aid the country. They've prepared a $15 billion aid package to help nearly bankrupt Ukraine.
The trial of South African Olympian Oscar Pistorius took another turn today. An associate of Pistorius told the courtroom about an incident at a restaurant 2 days before Pistorius allegedly murdered his girlfriend. Kevin Lorena testified that a friend of theirs passed Pistorius a gun under the table and told him it was loaded. He says Pistorius then fired the gun into the floor, drawing attention to their table. Just 2 days after this incident, Lorena woke up to the news of Riva Steenkamp's murder.
A medical marijuana commercial was broadcast for the first time ever on a major U.S. network. Comcast, one of the largest cable companies in the U.S., aired the ad from the company marijuanadoctors.com across New Jersey on late-night television.
Sashimi? I'll throw in some rice paper, man. Totally free. Gratis. I got everything. Even California rolls, baby.
You wouldn't buy your sushi from this guy, so why would you buy your marijuana from him? Marijuanadoctors.com.
The company focuses on helping patients find doctors who are willing to prescribe cannabis for medical purposes. They plan on expanding into Canada on April 1st to coincide with Health Canada's new regulations.
And now with your sports news, Corey Weir joins us in studio.
Thanks, Charlotte. One of the biggest days of the NHL season is upon us, trade deadline day. Some big trades looked to steal the spotlight last night as goaltender Roberto Luongo was dealt back to a place he once called home in sunny Florida.
I think, I was not expecting it. Go figure, right? So, yeah, I mean, I'm really don't have many words right now. It's caught me off guard. So.
In return, the Canucks get goaltender Jakob Markstrom and centerman Sean Mathias. Another big trade was announced today. Olympic gold medalist Martin St. Louis was dealt to the New York Rangers for Ryan Callahan, a first-round pick in 2015 and a conditional second-round pick in 2014. Ales Hemsky found himself a new home, but he's staying in Canada. The Oilers traded him away for a third and fifth-round pick to the nation's capital, Ottawa Senators. Columbus joins the party as well by sending forward Marian Gaborik to Hollywood for Matt Fratton and a couple picks. And other notable trades, Nick Schultz joins Fratton in Columbus, and Tim Thomas goes to Dallas. The Buds hit the Big Apple to take on the New York Rangers tonight. Rangers' newly acquired Martin St. Louis will be in the lineup. Losers of 3, the Leafs look to bounce back against a team that is riding a little bit of its own losing streak at 2. With the win, the Leafs could jump up into the third and final playoff spot in the Atlantic and bump the Tampa Bay Lightning down into the wild card race. To the rest of the NHL now, only 3 other games on the schedule tonight. An all-Canadian matchup that features the Ottawa Senators visiting the Saddle Dome to take on the Flames. The Montreal Canadiens are in sunny California to take on the Anaheim Ducks, who are sporting the best record in the league. And the new-look Washington Capitals are in Philly to take on the Flyers. Jays have taken the field again today to face the Pittsburgh Pirates. Brandon Morrow has made his second spring appearance against Jay Jackson for the Pirates. The Birds are 4-3 in Grapefruit League action this season. Switching things up to home court, the Humber men's and women's volleyball teams are looking to begin their quest for a national title. The men take on the team out of Abbotsford, BC. 5th-seeded Columbia Bible College tomorrow evening. They look for a chance to advance to the semifinals. The women are also in a quarterfinal matchup against the 5th-seeded Grand Prairie Regional College from Alberta. Both Humber Hawks teams are seeded 4th, and we wish them the best of luck out there.
All right, thank you very much, Corey. A busy day in sports, to say the least. Yep. After the break, we'll get the latest in entertainment from Kelly Kazakia.
Jimmy Kimmel again. The MTV Movie Awards have a fiery host this year, and we might see Justin Bieber's private parts. All this and more after the break.